Those Girl Scout cookies. They're so delicious. I did not mean to hit continue. I meant to hit new game. We finished that game. So we're gonna play as Annie on this one. During complete. Understand our environment. Or no, seeking to understand our environment goes haplessly awry. Annie and seeking understanding going awry? No. Right. Still want gazing. Giving 5 parts to the core will cure an insanity? No, Annie wants insanities. Oh, my maximum went up. Okay, nice. We like overclock. Duration increase. We don't want high stress, especially as Annie. Navigation can avoid EMP storms if overclocked. Oh, we don't have this unlocked. That would be pretty nice. I think starting with Chatbot Simulator would be better than starting with parts. Simply because it saves us using the parts to make it. And we can start with the benefits immediately. All right, we'll remove the stress damping. And... all right. Let's get into it. Do not engage in independent thought. Stop thinking. I wish the ship would be my friend. Modifications to cryonic fluid formula are prohibited. Keeping your neural net intact consumes a lot of your processing time, more so when visual defects are interpreted as actual tangible objects. Lately, corrective protocols trying to filter out unneeded inputs have been failing to execute certain patterns of light from around the ship. As a result, you're seeing shadows where there should be none. Itself not problematic, but proximity to hazards, even fake ones, is causing your self-protection protocols to work overtime. This is exhausting waste of resources and is sure to take its toll. Touching a shadow of yourself has a chance equal to your psychosis to inflict. Generate fatigue or stress, lose fatigue or stress. Gain insanity, panic. Black hole sun, won't you come? All right, we don't need any stress reduction, so we're just gonna make this one. Wait a minute. It's still permanent? Well, that sucks. Oh, that's gonna suck. Oh, man. Well, we're fine now, but, as we get more psychosis and the shadows show up, this might be a problem. Okay, we need to fire the incinerator. Someone let 10 passengers die last time. Wait a minute. I need to make sure to put on the chatbot simulator. There's less stress gain. Nice. I don't think we need... You know what? Actually, yeah, we're going to put nerve stapling on. Override protocols. All right, fire the incinerator. That shit is lit. Okay, now y'all know the drill. We need to get our 10 passengers and decide on our priorities. 6. All right. We have a Joseph Russell. They are a bookkeeping clerk. Okay. It's fine. It's pretty neutral as far as professions. What about this Kobe Stevenson? Dentist? Okay. Work on the face bones. What was that? No. No, the doors are coming after me. No, we just started. How can they be haunting me already? Dreamer, help! Gunner. That's night. Did you see something? Something go by? I feel like something may have come through after that door opened. I feel like with the last name Best, like Gunner is probably in like one of those like, what is it, 60s like fitness videos with like the leotard. That scan makes me look fat. I have become a wide snack. Ooh. Marley Sexton. Receptionist. Chant, does this scan make me look fat? Be honest. Cassidy man. Janitor. I mean, as a robot responsible for caring for this ship, I feel like I have a special kinship with janitors. All right, row 2. I don't even need to know your name. All right, this person will die. All right. Pod 6, they're dead. Roderick McClure. Roderick McClure. Computer hardware engineer. Very important. Okay. Vanessa Wade, actor. Wow, I can't believe the Vanessa Wade is on our ship. Oh, jeez. You think I could get an autograph if I wait for them to decant? Adams? Athena Adams, dental hygienist. All right. So they probably work with Kobe Stevenson. They're probably bringing their practice over. The person sentenced to death, they're a crypto enthusiast. Yeah, so they don't get to survive. Dental hygienist. And then we've got Calvin Powers. Another book clerk. All right. Funny how we have 2 book clerks. Okay, so I'm just going to make a note of the 2 pairings, and then... All right. Let's go back to the manifest. Other than our one standout, I don't think it's going to be like, last game where, how would I meant to click on? Passenger manifest. Yeah, number 6, Bruce. I feel like we definitely keep Roderick as a computer hardware engineer. Pretty important. I think the dental practice pair we should probably keep alive. I think our book clerks, I mean, I feel like we need to keep one of them alive. Everyone else, I mean, the janitor is a janitor. I feel like we got a special bond. Oh, one for fiction, one for non-fiction. Good. A compelling point, Dreamer. A compelling point. We have plenty. I think we got plenty of people. I think that can perish. Ooh, we have a lot of things on our weather map. I think we've had it a little too easy the last couple runs because we do not have a ton of clear spaces. We should be able to dodge the weather storms pretty consistently. Oh, is our... Hold on, did our engine started overclocked? Hell fucking yeah. Let's also harden it. No, do not sabotage. Sabotage. I'm fine. I'm okay. I am not angry. I am okay. Everything is fine. I am not pissed that we just lost a free overclock when trying to harden and wasted fuck tons of parts right at the beginning of the game. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Let's go look outside the window and see if we can... I don't know. Regain sanity. It's 21:30. I'm just now getting food. Oh boy, some good food. Gaze into the endless dark. Gazing. Alright, we got a singularity. We can get a soft reboot. Reduced our fatigue. Nice. Forget what radiation can inflict. I always forget what the various elements can inflict. But we already have a radiation hardening. So we could just go make the EMP one. Nice. So for people who know nothing about this game, how would you explain this game's deal? It is a roguelite, where we're trying to maintain this ship. Various things will happen to it in between rounds. Each of the three characters has different things, like different personalities, so they can have pretty different runs. We are playing on Annie. This is a character that kind of revels in obtaining insanities, because your robot character goes under a lot of stress and fatigue in caring for this place, and they are the only person or entity within this ship, and so they take some mental stresses, mental effects as that goes on, and they can manifest as insanities, which can do all sorts of silly things or serious things. Right now we started with one, schizophobia. So whenever our psychosis starts getting higher, we start seeing shadows of ourselves around the ship. And what schizophobia does is if we touch any of them, there's a chance of us like suffering a positive or negative effect. There can be other ones that are just cosmetic, like a door is following us around, and so like one of these door sprites will just be right behind us at all times for a while. But your goal is to get to the end of this track. Basically, we need to travel 30 units. There are events that'll put us back. There are a distance. There are some that might push us forward a distance. You know, we got to have our engines on to be able to travel any kind of distance. And so it's a management of resources. You have your fatigue, which gets cleared out every day when you rest, proceeding to the next turn. Your stress, which isn't cleared out as easily as fatigue. And then your psychosis, which there really isn't a way to reduce it once it goes up, with the exception of there is a item we can make, a circuit breaker. So if we max out in psychosis, it's game over. But with the circuit breaker, it will pop, permanently remove one of our equipment slots, and then reduce the psychosis down to, I think it's 75 or 80, and let us continue. But yeah. There's also 3 faults in a run, and we need to spend time to reveal them, and then there's usually a cost we have to pay to deal with them in some way. Either parts, sometimes one of our people might perish in the process of solving it. We might gain status effects as a part of solving it. If we don't solve the faults, then at certain points in our journey, after a number of cycles have passed, things start becoming more difficult. I've seen ones where the cryopods have a higher chance of being damaged and we have to repair them. I've seen ones where the doors open and close randomly at times. So they can be kind of all over the place. It's usually like a short, mid, and longer term one. So like one that triggers in like 6 to 8 cycles, one that's closer to like 10 to 12, and another that's like 16 to 18 or so. So you have a bit of time, and sometimes it's worthwhile to not take the cost of getting rid of it and just eating the status effect. Usually this early game for my playthroughs has been, I try and get all the ship faults revealed, solve what I can, and then try to recover from whatever state that puts me in to stabilize in the mid game. This area of our journey is going to be really, really rough. All of these little colored pips are weather effects. And while we can adjust our ship's course on each of these 3 tracks, the red ones are the most hazardous for our journey because they reduce our speed a heck of a lot. Seems like we would probably want to be on the upper track because it's kind of every other. That's going to be the easiest way through. Robot Wally Simulator, but with even more robot mental health issues. Got it. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and end our turn. MC 361. Custodian unit maintenance materials are to be kept separate from ship maintenance materials. MC 205. Construction areas are required to have an illumination intensity of 50 lux. Oh, and then our replicator got damaged. So now that one lost overclocking. Great. Awesome. Basically basically wasted our perk. Aborted. Damn it, Annie. Okay. Now let's see, radiation. That's right, it lowers reliability. And it generates a psychosis at the end of turn. Let me see. Well, let's get that back on. While our stress is low, let's overclock the engine. Get that going again. In roguelike Wally Simulator. Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty fun. I've enjoyed it. There's definitely a lot of mods to make it easier or harder, like a little settings. I've kind of been running mostly with just defaults. Because there is like a storyline arc of 10, you know, you could play them in order. And we're on the 5th one, so the second arc of the second story. So there'll be like a major like event kind of thing that'll fire eventually. Are you serious? All right, we are not having a good start to this run, y'all. We need that overclock so we can get as much distance as we can while we can. Fuck! All right, let's go look outside the observation window. I am due for programming new personality routines. Yeah, we gotta clean this hazard. That's right. All right, let's look outside. Gaze into the endless dark. I forgot. It's a gravity well. We get a psychosis for... Fuck! This is the second time I've forgotten. Okay, oh great, we're being haunted by our shadow. Yay, what great psychosis. Okay, I guess we can unlock this door while we can. Okay. Need to dismantle everything for parts because we're kind of ending up in a row. Okay, I think next turn we got to start revealing ship faults. End turn. That's why I'll never overclock my computer. I'm afraid it'll just explode. We're just having awful luck. I mean, it's XCOM percentages is what it's really feeling like. MC219. Fire suppression foam use on molten metal is prohibited. MC256. Both of custodian units' optics are not required for visual inspections. MC359. Total corridor lighting outage longer than 5 cycles are considered unacceptable. Cycles are starting to blend together. More things broken, more things to repair. Didn't they stay repaired? Shouldn't your abilities, as stated by your programming and direction, be sufficient to actually fix what's on the ship? The task is impossible. Shouldn't you avoid it until such a time it becomes possible? Task a processor to handle the question and get back to work. Alright. Can't stop now. Capable or not, you have duties. You set the questions to be solved on a dedicated processor, then go about your duties on the ship. Things are much easier when you simply put them aside. You come to regard the quarantining procedure as a jail for these heavy, irritating thoughts. Or a bottle, perhaps. Genie in a bottle. Okay, let's turn this on. Okay, we got EMP coming up next. Oh, we had a breaker fire. It looks like one of our thrusters is damaged. Go ahead and take care of that. Where is the damaged thruster? There you are. Go ahead and fix that. Wonder how Wally would do in this situation. I feel like I think Robbie is the most Wally-ish character because they're very nice. Frank is really bad in that he really hates the humans. So there's a lot of incentive when playing Frank to just let people die. Because you win as long as you have one human alive in a cryopod by the end. So 9 of them can technically be disposed of. And you're okay. Okay, we want to repair this because it does give us stress reduction. All right, let's reveal the first fault. Adjusting course will damage the ship. Yeah, we're gonna have to avoid the fuck out of that. Let's check engine, or let's check the observation window. Now that we won't gain insanity from using it. Hey, Cole. Hey, Sorrel. Hope y'all are doing well. Dreki the snacky. It's true. I am a snack. Pet the Dreki. Aw, thank you. You're gonna gaze into the endless dark. Ooh, minus 40 fatigue. Nice, nice. Means we have some wiggle room to start dismantling these. Getting some more parts. Deserves all the pats. Pat, 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 pat. Those are some great snack pats you got. Okay, we have nothing major. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and... Not my marbles! Oh, they're everywhere! Oh, they're falling through the floor grates! What's the... Ah, we don't need... There we go. EMP on. Chad, Dreki's lost his marbles again. I mean, that's kind of in theme with this game. Okay, overclock is increased. Now let's go ahead and... Do we want to go ahead and counter it? We should adjust our course down. We avoid the red, which would slow us. Okay, we want to... All right, more parts. Dismantle. 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 Kind of building up a bit of a surplus. Okay, we're gonna counter this. Knowing where you are is often... Knowing where you're not is often as important as knowing where you are. Exactly, we're Sidewinder missiles. Unfortunately, both of those are beyond your ability. Oh, this is the one that... Chance to lose calibration and teleport home. It's okay. Reduction in force? Oof. Getting rift. It is one thing to be incompetent. It's another thing altogether to be useless by design. This isn't a concept you are familiar with, of course, but that isn't true for the passengers. Of all the jobs they might have on the colony, you can find no valid use for the pointless role of fitness trainer. This isn't even a real job. Further, allowing such make work to exist could threaten the survivability of the colony at large. You cannot stand for this. You will not stand for this. A new boss is in town. They're ready to promote some colonists to a new job. Corpse. Time to deliver their severance package. So this is basically going to mean we're going to get 8 psychosis if we don't send them. No, unfortunately, we don't get to pick the person. I wish it was the Cryo Bro. That would make this very easy. If I remember correctly, Annie likes having insanities. So this is a fairly benign one to make permanent. And then I go and get rid of that person. So it's going to be Cryopod 3. Kill will directly give us psychosis. Sabotage will make it less direct, and I don't think we'll gain as much. I do wish I had thought of revealing the next fault before doing the insanity thing, because insanity, taking an insanity permanently reduces by 50. And so we kind of wasted some of that stress reduction. Reason in particular with Annie I need to keep stress low is she gains a percentage of stress as psychosis every round. That's not good. Open the window. Look outside. Gazing. Gazing. Let's do a self-improvement mini arc. Sometimes I forget to initiate that. There's basically, I want to say, like 3 or 4 events per robot that can do for the self-improvement. And if you complete it, you kind of get a buff for the rest of the run. I'm just spinning happy to improve. Go ahead and end our turn. MC217. Labeling of cleaning materials is required to use approved glyphs per MC130. MC160. Custodian unit is prohibited from interrupting ship processing. The walls are closing in. The breakdown of your neural net is proceeding at a rapid pace. You're quickly on track to a total shutdown, but it's not too late. With a quick ad hoc modification of your code, you could buy yourself some time. That's only it. Oh, this is gonna trigger very often for Annie. Status: alive to dead. Clean up on Isle Annie, part 1. Who designed this ship anyway? Everywhere you look, there's spills, leaks, debris, and other messy stains. You might not have noticed, but your acute sense of what your reflection should be makes the lack of reflections around you more noticeable. That means you have to, clean. You shouldn't have to do it. The ship should have automatic cleaners somewhere in the programming, since your time is generally considered more valuable. Here to be on permanent vacation, however. Lecture the ship. Auto clean. Get the manual tools. Okay, which one was Marley? It's the receptionist. I mean, why not? We'll just use the manual tools. You're responsible for your own workspace. Unfortunate and unfair that it is. So you lower yourself to the task. Literally, to get to scrubbing. And scrubbing. And scrubbing. Use the standard of seeing your silhouette. If you can't, it's not clean enough. You get into a lovely rhythm with this standard until, in cryo, you hear something crack. As you come out of your fugue, you realize you've been buffing the fluid intake panel for one of those pods. That was never going to show your silhouette. Oopsie. Teehee, did I do that? Oh boy, we're behind the tension wall. That's not good. We need to speed up. Also, we can take override protocols off. I don't think we need it for any more doors. Or we could use it, but I think the benefits aren't needed right now. She's only 29 years away from retirement. All right, we got an overclock off. Let's fucking go. Excuse me. All right. Navigation needs to be fixed. Yeah, that's a good idea. Ah! Tracking failure. All right, now let's go look out the window. Gaze into the endless dark. Oh, minus 20 stress. Nice. Very nice. Let's go ahead and adjust our course up so that we run into radiation next time. Oh no, looking outside the window did something to me. Oh, Chad, I'm feeling very weird. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end our turn. Oh, I feel like I'm shifting. Oh, this radiation isn't helping either. MC3, 5, 4. Corridor surveillance cameras to be operational at all times. Work cycle alert. As the usual damage alerts start to filter in, something about an irregularity in a secondary power conduit strikes you as familiar. You query the control station for access to the reports you submit for review after every work cycle. Unfortunately, it seems like whoever set up the file storage set those reports to automatically delete themselves after a laughably short 10 mission cycles. None of the reports you submitted since the journey began still exist. Stop submitting work cycle reports. Removing complete work cycle report from your self-task database is easy enough. It still fills you with a sense of momentary trepidation. You know what you've accomplished, but without a completed work cycle report, no one else will. Then again, completing a report no one will ever see is just a distraction from real work. There's plenty of that to keep you occupied. Over the last cycle, you felt an irritating rattle following you. You've tried to ignore it. A certain timbre in it is infuriating. You follow the noise to its source. It's a vent and pump combo. It seems to be damaged from excessive pressure buildup. To examine the machinery, it explodes in your face! Now your optics and chassis are ruined with mangled shards of metal. There's also plenty of cracks from the concussion blast. Worst of all, the corona ball atop your head feels cracked and ugly. Something has to be done. Okay, it'll damage a random pod, but minus 40 stress. Or we can get a fuck ton of stress. Great. Permanent 10% chance to gain an insanity per turn. Alright, we'll take the minus stress. How dare the ship create such an obvious flaw? You wonder if this is a setup to break your spirit. Well, no such luck. The whole ship needs you to keep from falling apart. You cannibalize what you need to correct the cuts and cracks. Your beloved Corona Ball, however, requires more attention. The oh-so-precise weight and shape of it requires just as precise tooling to polish and place it. You end up taking some of the fine motor components from a pod for the tool. Too bad. A worthy sacrifice, though. Cause insufficient shielding? I can't have shielding! Alright. Okay, dude. Fix the replicator. Oh, I got a circuit breaker to pop. Okay. We also need to fix navigation, so that's great. All right, repair that. Turn our shields back on. I hate you so much. That's annoying. Now I just wasted a whole bunch of stress. Ah! Damn tracking failure. Knew it was a good idea to not make that permanent. Power on. There we go. Okay, now we need to get our replicator fixed because we're always strapped for parts. I very rarely get to double digits of parts in my runs, it feels like. Okay. Now we need to repair the cryopods. Two and 6. Or 5. Kind of looks like a 6 to me, but what do I know? Okay, how much stress will I get? 28? And we'll do it next turn because it'll be an open area, so we won't have to worry too much about weather issues. Or if we get a good gaze event, we might do it now. Open window. Gaze into the endless dark. Ooh, the quiet dark. Minus 20 stress. All right, well, shoot. Kind of a waste. Oh well. That's the risks you take when you don't take risks in roguelites. Sometimes they pay off. Sometimes they don't. Uh-oh. MC34. Command console is to have access to data feeds from all other ship consoles. MC223. Custodian unit is required to install radio capable of receiving in the 5 kHz frequency per MC222. Tasks lead you to a little-used storage closet. It's like any of the other countless dozens of these closets honeycombing the ship, but in this one, the wrench set is smooth and chrome rather than the painted matte like normal. You inspect yourself in the shining surface. You are a mess. Optics worn and listless, screen dim and dour. Your joints are visibly scuffed. You feel busted, outdated, and ugly. It's so unfair. You work so hard to take care of yourself and your duties, so who's to blame? Certainly not me. The mirrors. Mine? It's the mirror's fault. This would never have happened if this mirrored surface had been matte, way it should have always been. Oh, well, that is fixable. Some primer will fix it. Some primer will keep it from showing anything ever again. In a daze, you scrounge up some of the ubiquitous white resin and hastily dump everything chrome in it, yanking it out to rest on a rag. Your dim self-awareness quietly reminds you of how wrong it all is. From the flash of your own decay to carelessly trying to dry wet paint on a rag. Stop it. Stop it! Oh yeah, we are gonna adjust course up because we are not dealing with a triple weather threat. No thanks. Oh, we got a breaker also to close. Oops. Dang breakers. Adjust the course up. Uninstall the radiation module. Clean this up. All right, let's reveal another fault. Travel map no longer shows hazards. I see. We could just accept that one. Gaze into the endless dark. All right, I actually could use an insanity right now. Oh, minus 20 stress. That's also very good. I'm trying to fish for some of the deep lore events. All right, we'll go ahead and end turn. Wait, we gained psychosis? Oh, right, because of our stress. Reflecting upon the fragility of life. Oh, that's from people perishing. You awaken today with a strange feeling of quiet. You try to put a meaning to it, but eventually need to dismiss it. It's only after you start your routine tasks that it hits you. You forgot to put on your face today. That should make you feel unbearably anxious, but it simply doesn't. Your diagnostics are green. You're as healthy as you can expect. And that's all that matters. Next up, the passengers and the ship itself. No need to worry about other routines. No need to concern yourself with how wrong you were. What matters is now. What matters is you are more perfect now. And that itself is a really so profound you shudder. You could be a little imperfect a moment ago, if it means you are perfect now. All right, perfection requires it. All right, we have a 20 stress cushion now. Good, good, good. The story event. When humans walked. Humans once walked on this ship. They have done so alongside custodians such as yourself. There are massive yet vacant rooms of little use to you, but clearly serve some purpose to humans. Those rooms may still contain many of their artifacts. With your override protocols, you'll be able to breach them easily. Your first step is to look for signs of past human activity in the derelict areas of the ship. See if you can infer how long ago they were being used. The search begins. Maybe I'll find something of use to me. Okay. Search lockers for human artifacts. Search engineering for lockers. All right, so we're gonna rifle through like every single locker. Gotcha. Go ahead and repair. Adjust our course down. Okay. Take a quick screenshot of our travel map. I'm probably just gonna let that one ride. Save. Close. Open. Game? OBS? Where'd everything go? Ah! Well, that would freak me out. Okay. So... See, this is admin. All right, let's look around for lockers. Okay, so there's gonna be 3 stress to look at each locker. Great. Oh, I need my EMP shielding. I need to use the search, not the open action. Search. Ooh. What humans wore. Among the tools you find in various states of degradation, you find something particularly interesting. A woven fabric. Optical sensors indicating it is based on a carbon-carbon substrate with hydrocarbon polymer fittings, wrapped in a fibrous tissue. The latter has degraded severely. Reconstructing what it looked like new compared to its current state would give you a reasonably accurate time span for how long it's been sitting here, unused. +2 progress in discovering when the last humans walked. Ooh, ends the turn. +1 progress. I don't know if I want to disable the replicator though, but I don't want to end my turn immediately. I mean, really either way, I don't know how much progress we need to build up is the thing. We'll break it down. The replicator is a universal synthesizer, and it's perfectly suited to breaking down the composition of the fabric. Takes some time to complete, but it will give you a lot of valuable data. Okay. We unlock this door. Kitchen. Well, that's unfortunate. That was a waste. Shoot. Not even some consolation things we can open to, or things we can disassemble for parts. Just a complete waste. Shucks. All right. Let's gaze out the window and end our turn because our stress is starting to get up there. Gaze into the endless dark. Ooh, you detect absolutely nothing. Not even gamma ray spectrum. While processing this outcome, your CPU encounters corrupt data. To recover, you suspend analysis altogether. Ooh, gain 1 distance. Nice. I feel like this is making up for last game where we had like a whole bunch of distance malice events all together at the start. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end our turn.